whistle louder than a speaker. Yeah, my niece is hanging with the Beatles. If you ever find a better keeper, 37 cameras for the sneakers. Going out like Arthur Benny Siegel.
Hello, welcome back to WWTA Gaming. Thank you for returning for another episode. I know that's right. Hey, so look, no, I'm not going to do the GTA thing right now, even though I got so much more to talk about. But I do want to check out what's going on with Red Dead Redemption. Apparently, a big update came out. I guess because they had like what is it, 50 million new subscribers to the game or something. This is pretty crazy. I'm one of those new people, so yeah, I'm excited. I haven't even played the content that's already in there, but I'm seeing. So yeah, I'm seeing what is going on. So look, I'm gonna just try to run through what I've just seen what's going on because apparently this is pretty big news for all of those Red Dead fans. A lot of stuff just happened. So what's going on? So apparently on the 6th, they dropped some new content and features and bug fixes, updates, and stability fixes. So the additional content and features was players can now launch telegrams from both the player menu and the camp. Also, a link to the credits has been added to the pause menu. Three new hardcore co-op telegrams have been added to Red Dead Online. And so the first one being in bad faith. It says 1 to 4 players capture the seventh generation members and bring them to Skelding's Man. The second one is strong medicine, which requires 1 to 4 players. It says steal the seventh generation supplies and bring them to Skelding's Man. Then the other one says sow and reap, which requires 1 to 4 players. It says find the seventh generation leader and bring him to Skelding's Man. Then it says 1 new location added to 3 existing Telegram missions in Red Dead Online. It says now a 1 horse deal, rich pickings, and Outrider. 4 new locations have been added to 2 existing showdown modes in Red Dead Online. So they've now added Hostile Territory and Sport of Kings. Now, coming in for the PC, it says PC only. Reflex has been implemented to reduce lag on gamepad only. This does not apply to mouse and keyboard input. Also, there's some improvements made to the temporal anti-aliasing, which is the TAA. AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.0 has been implemented as well. Some game stability info. They fixed some issues with bad data being sent to players in a session that resulted in crashes. Also, they fixed an issue with players prompting their horses to flee that resulted in a crash. They fixed an issue with reconnecting to the network while using the filter menu on the nomination tab of Rockstar Games Social Club that resulted in a crash. They fixed an issue when idling in free roam after joining another player that resulted in a crash. They also fixed an issue with entering and leaving Rockstar Games Social Club or the online menu after selecting a tile from the pause menu that resulted in a crash. Going on, they fixed an issue with Wave 4 of Call to Arms that resulted in a crash. They also fixed an issue with killing an enemy while out of bounds in Call to Arms that also resulted in a crash. Now, some game stability fixes for the PC. It says fixed an issue when switching from full screen to window mode using Alt plus Enter that resulted in a crash. They also fixed an issue when switching to full screen with HDR enabled that also resulted in a crash. They fixed an issue that occurred due to no warning prompt being displayed after multiple disconnections and connections of a monitor HDMI cable that resulted in a crash. Matchmaking and networking. They fixed an issue that resulted in malicious players being able to kick other players from Red Dead Online. They also fixed issues that resulted in players being unable to connect to Rockstar Game Services. Now, those are the issues that we saw with Grand Theft Auto Online, which means that when I saw that attack that happened to me with that wildcat or that panther, when my horse was stopped, that means that yes, apparently with them putting in a fix for it, those people were able to hack the game as well. All right, in the content it says fixed an issue where players reported missing ammo for weapons and throwables after launching Outlaw Opportunity Covington Emerald on Ruthless difficulty. They also fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck while loading into Sport of Kings. They fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck in Sport of Kings lobby. They fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck during the free roam event Wild Animal Tagging. They fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck on a death screen after dying during hostile territory. They fixed an issue that resulted in players being unable to launch the Telegram mission Rich Pickings. They fixed an issue that caused inconsistencies with RDO and XP payouts for some Telegram missions. They fixed an issue where the cooldown wouldn't be applied after completing Telegram missions. Now, for the shops, they fixed an issue that resulted in players being unable to receive or see any deliveries in the post office. They fixed issues with the gunsmith menu that resulted in the UI disappearing. Miscellaneous, they fixed an issue with placing a wilderness camp that resulted in players getting stuck on a black screen. They fixed an issue allowing players access to the wardrobe during cutscenes. They fixed an issue that resulted in players being unable to accept invites from the player menu. They fixed an issue that resulted in animal carcasses placed on horses to not be visible after a certain distance. They fixed an issue with aim settings that resulted in players auto-locking onto objects despite aim lock onto object being set to no. And PC only fixes to close this out. They fixed an issue with running the game in full screen that resulted in HDR being toggled off. They fixed an issue with the game displaying in 4:3 aspect ratio when playing in full screen at 5120 by 1440. Oof, I think I'm going to check that one out. All right, so yes, it was a pretty big patch that they did. It was 4 gigs, and apparently, yeah, a lot of things came in with that. So cut the game on, get the patch downloaded, updated, and check it out. Other than that, I'm closing. I'm out. Catch you all in the next episode.